Okay, so now we're going to be talking about transformations of, basically you're given like a, some function, and it's going to say, okay, here's the function transformed. So kind of describing what's happening. We're going to describe what's happening to the graph, or what's happening to the function, rather. So, here's the example that I was given looks like this: negative 2p multiplied by half x plus 1 plus 2. Okay, it's not too hard to figure this out, but basically we're going to be following this parent function, which is looks like this. Okay, so this is kind of the standard function it's following. Okay, and basically the a here is gonna say whether the function is shrinking, if it's stretching, or flipping. So if it's gonna do one of these things, it's gonna be found in this part. This physical representation, I guess, is in this a, which is going to be up here in our example. And the h here is going to tell us, because it's inside the function, it's going to tell us if it's going to be moved to the left or to the right. And the k is going to tell us if it's going to go up or down, if it's transformed up or down. Kind of translating this from the parent function to this function that we're given, this is how it's kind of thought out. So now we can look at this. We can look at this example that we're given, and we can. The tricky part about these is you're gonna have to be really descriptive on what you're doing. So, I guess the first thing we can say is we can look at our a, and we can say, okay, this negative 2. What exactly does that mean? So the negative 2 means we're going to have a vertical stretch. Of by a factor of 2. Okay, and if we look even before that at the negative sign, we can say, oh, we actually have a flip, or a reflection. This entire graph is reflected over the x-axis. Not the y-axis, the x-axis. So this entire, this negative sign is going to tell us that this entire function is flipped across the x-axis. So I can even write entire function is reflected over the x-axis. Now the next thing is this 1/2. What's up with that? Well, that's another stretch in the horizontal direction. So we're going to have a horizontal stretch by a factor of not 2, or not 1/2, but 2. And that's because we look at this 1/2 x, and we're going to take the reciprocal, which is 2. So that's how you get the horizontal, that factor of 2. And the next thing we're going to look at is this, the plus 1. That means we're going to have, translate left 1 unit. And why is it to the left? It's because it's positive. If it's positive, it's going left. If it's negative, it's going right. Okay. And lastly, this plus 2. The plus 2 just means that we're going to have a vertical shift up 2 units. And this is actually a horizontal shift. I just couldn't find the words at the time. Horizontal shift. Okay, so this is basically what's happening with this entire transformation. And yeah, so next we're going to be finding the domain and the range. or the new domain in the new range. Probably should have kept all that wording up there so it'd be easier to explain. But I can get out this paper, which still has that stuff on it. And basically what I found is we have our domain, we have our, well actually this is kind of, I'll just explain it here. 5.3 tells us our x values. Okay, so we're going to basically be transforming our domain in a range, so we're going to be getting new values here. So here's our originals, negative infinity, or not negative infinity, yes, negative infinity. It's negative infinity 6. Okay. So we have this transformation, and what is the domain? Is the x values, range is the y. And so we can look at these x and y transformations, which are here. Vertical is going to be y, x is going to be horizontal. So the y, the first thing I wrote down here was a vertical stretch by -2 in the y. So we're basically multiplying by -2, and that's going to make it in negative infinity as well as -12, and we're also going to be shifting it down too. So negative infinity, -14. Alright, and then for the x values, we're going to have the first thing I wrote down is the horizontal shift to the left one. So the horizontal shift is going to look like we're going to shift it left 2 or 1, sorry. So we're going to be taking this x value, -6, 3, or actually 2. Okay, and then we're going to be taking a horizontal stretch by a factor of 2, so we're going to be multiplying by 2, so -12, 4. Okay, and that's going to be our new, domain in our new range. -12, 4 for the domain, negative infinity, -14 for the range.